Hello, my name is Nigel. I am going to be demonstrating my C++ program, which is to create a text file, save or write to the text file, and then read the information from the text file back to the user. So, three libraries I'm using: fstream, string, and iostream. Fstream allows us to create the file, write to the file, read the file. String allows us to use the string variables. iostream. This allows us to use the cout, cin statements. Next is the using namespace standard. What this does is gets rid of the prefix of the cout statement. So my next order of business is declaring my data types. So string, integer, and then name, street name, all of the variables I'm going to use in accordance with those data types. Now, I kind of jumped the gun here with the OFStream output and opening the text file. Now, mind you, there's no set rule of when to do this, but typically you want to do it right before you use it. I did it prematurely because that's just how my brain was working when I was writing this up. But let me explain this to you. OFString, all right? So this is working with the fstream library, and I wrote output beside it. Now you can write anything you want right here. I chose output because to me it just makes it simple and easy to remember. Now what this is doing is going to act as our cout in order to write to our text file. All right, so you use cout is going to print to the console. You use output in accordance with my program or whatever you choose to name is going to write to the text file. All right. All right, our next step is to collect information from the user. So as you can see, I have cout statements, cin statements, getLine statements. So I really want to point out these getLine statement here. What getLine is going to do is going to collect all the information entered by the user beyond the first space bar, the first time they hit the space. Typically with the cin statement, you're only going to get the first string. getLine gets the entire thing up until they hit enter. So I did not specify whether I wanted them to enter a first name, last name, or both. They can put in whatever they want. We're going to get it. What's important about getLine though is that after you use a getLine statement, you need to use cin ignore, especially if you're going to revert back to the cin statements. Because what's going to happen is if you don't use that cin ignore, it's going to skip a variable and you're going to have your information all jumbled up. All right, here I am starting to write to the file. So all of the information has been saved to our variable, and now we are printing our variables and their contents to the text file. Now, I'm going to scroll back up. Right here, I've established the text file that I want to be created or found within our system, and this is what I'm going to be writing to as it is output.open. Now, in the event that the file cannot be found or it cannot be created, we have a failsafe, which is our else statement right here, is going to spit out an error to say, hey, file not found, try again. So I'll close the file and now I'm reopening the file. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I want to ensure not only my professor, but to ensure you guys that we are actually reading from the file. We are not just rereading these variables here. We are not just reprinting out these variables. Because even though the information is going to be exactly the same, we are actually reading from the file itself. Okay, so we closed the file, but now we're opening back up. All right. All right, so I'm going to hit run. And now we're going to enter our name. We're going to put John Doe. Street number 4900. Meridian Street. Now notice I am not just putting in one word, I'm putting in two words. So our get line is really going to come in handy right here. And our state is going to be Alabama. Zip 35811. All right. So look at that. Boom. So we see the student info text file. So we created the file and it has written all of my contents to the file. And now if you look down here at our, let me see if I can bring this up a little bit. There we go. We have enter name, and then we also expand it right back out at us. John Doe, 4900 Meridian Street, Normal, Alabama, 35811. I hope you guys learned something. I hope I was a good help to you guys, and have a good one.